Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafter and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make our second card using the Love from Lizi Watercolour Wonder kit, and this is the February 2023 kit. If you have not seen card number 1, I'll leave a link down below to that in the description. There'll also be links to the products and the kit down below. So have a look, expand, touch on the more button, and it will bring up lots of links and interesting things for you down there. Okay, so for this card, which I'm calling an inside floating panel card, this has been inspired by the wonderful creator and crafter Sam Calcott from Mixed Up Crafts. So she has this card. This is her idea, and she has it on her channel, and I wanted to share it on my channel. So I'm making it using a 6x6 card base. So for that you'll need a piece of 12x6 and you'll score it at 6, and that will give us a 6x6 card base. Onto that then I have some pattern papers, etc. that we'll need. I have 3 pieces of pattern paper and 1 piece of white cardstock, and these all measure 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. One will sit on the outside. I have 2 that will then go on the inside. And we won't be writing our message on the inside, although you can adapt this and change it. You can use a white card base, put our floating inside panels in and write in here, but that's not how I'm doing it. This is how I'm doing it instead. But you can adapt this card, or I'll leave a link up here. There'd be a little card showing up here. Click on that and it'll bring you to Sam's version of this card. So then the 4th piece, which is our white cardstock, is going to go on the back, and this is where I have stamped my sentiment. This is a sentiment from my stash. I've also stamped some of the hearts that came in the stamp set that we got in the kit, and it'll give me room to write my message to the person. Really, it's not a message. I'll be writing the person's name up here and, you know, sign it, my name at the bottom. So that is the basis of our card base. What we're going to do is put an inside floating piece in here. So I'm going to remove all these pieces so we don't get too confused. So I have, you can see I have some panels there, but I have this piece. This measures 4 by 6 and I have some score lines on it. I've scored this piece at 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to make mountain folds in these. So we'll fold them all over, and I'll burnish these with my scoring tool before I put this in. That is going to sit inside our card. One tab will sit here between the score line and the other tab will sit here. So when we open our card, we have this box shape. The whole thing will fold flat and the whole thing will open up to a certain degree. It'll open up like that. So onto this box piece, I have some pattern paper. Well, actually I have some handmade paper and some of our tabs. So I have 2 tabs, and these measure 1 7/8 by 4 3/4. These 2 are going to sit here. One will sit like so, and then this other one will sit down here. On top of those, I have 2 pieces of white cardstock, which I have stamped. So they're like my pattern paper. These measure 4 1/2 by 1 5/8. So those 2 will sit, one will sit on there and the other one will sit there. Then I have this one, and this piece measures 2 inches by 4 3/4, and this piece measures 4 1/2 by 1 3/4. This piece will sit here. So one panel is going to sit on here like this, and the other 2 will sit on the other side like so. So that's the premise of our card. The only other thing I want to share with you is this. This is going to be on the front of our card. Now I've used some scallop dies that came in the August kit in 2022. These are available for purchase on Lizi's website. I took the second largest die and I die cut out my scalloped circle in the same color as my card base, and then I went down to the next one and I die cut out this piece. This is from one of the sheets that we got in the kit, so we have these lines on it, and I then used the stamps to stamp the hearts that came in the kit. I've used the yellow ink that came in the kit, and I've used a pink from my stash. It's a VersaFine Claire ink, and this is it here. It's Charming Pink, and then the yellow is the VersaCraft Lemon Yellow that I used for the yellow. I also used these two colors to stamp all the other sentiments, the sending a happy hello, the hearts, and our stamp on the back of our card. So that's all our parts and pieces. Finally, I have a happy birthday die cut set. These are from From Lizi. I have them just here. Oops. These are the word and shadow dies, and they are from the January 2022 release. They're not part of that kit, so these are available on Lizi's website as well. And again, I'll leave links down below, and if they're sold out, if any of the items that I have shared are sold out, I will let you know that down below. But as of recording this video, they are available. Okay, so that's everything. Let's go ahead now and start assembling. So the first thing I want to do is glue all my panels onto my card base, and I'm going to do that first. I have my pattern paper glued down inside, and now I'm adding a little bit of my liquid glue onto this tab here. You could use your quick grab glue, or you could use double-sided tape. I'm going with the Collal, that'll work well. It'll just need an extra minute or so for that to adhere well. So I'm lining this up with the center of my card, just beside the score line. I'm going to add a little bit of pressure, and then once I have that in, I'll be able to fold over the card, and that way I can make sure that the card can still fold properly. Now I can fold this panel in half, and I'm going to add some liquid glue to this tab here. I'll again use the Collal glue, and once I have that all done, I'll then be able to fold the card closed, and that will ensure then that our panel is situated nicely inside our card. So there you go, folding it closed, and this will take an extra little minute. Now down along the bottom here, some of that card is poking out, so I'll just bring that over to my trimmer and trim that off. Now I'm going to put my 3 panels into our centerpiece here, and you can see there I've added the top panel, the sending into the center of the card. I've added a little bit of glue just behind there where it's sitting on our raised panel, and I'm going to do the same again with this one. So I'll show you now. I'm going to just put something behind the card there so it'll hold it up for you better to see. So I'll add a little bit of glue here to the edge, and then I can add a little bit of glue to my panel, and I only want this to glue down on the raised piece there. So once I have my glue on this, I can then sit it into place, and I'm lining it up there with the bottom, so it's flush with the bottom of the card and just in against the left hand side. And I'll add a little bit of pressure there now and give the quick grab glue a chance to grab. And you can see we have our 2 panels in, the top and the bottom one. Now the happy is going to sit against the other side of that raised panel. So again, we'll need to add a little bit of glue to this. So I'm going to put a bit of glue along the edge there because I don't want to put too much glue of the panel that I have in my hand here. So I'm going to make sure I put it on the right end. It needs to be at the end there. So I'm adding my quick grab glue across there, and I don't want it to be wider than the 1 inch because that's the width of our raised floating piece. And then I'm just going to slide that in there, and you can see we'll have a little gap between the 3 panels. So our happy panel will be right in between the sending and the hello. You can see there's a little gap. Then I can turn that over, fold my card nice and flat, and our panels won't peep out the edge of our card. And I'm delighted with that now. So I give it a little minute to for the dry to set. So what I'll do while that's happening is I'm going to take my collal glue and I'm going to add a little bit of collal glue to this panel, and then I can stick that down on the back. So I'm going to speed through this bit. And I love how that panel looks on the back. So this is the front of our card, our happy birthday with our 3 floating panels inside, sending a happy hello. If you enjoyed my card, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and don't forget to ding the bell so you'll know when I share with you card number 3. Don't forget to look in the description below. There you'll find links to Lizi's subscriptions as well as products I've used. You'll also find a link to the Love from Lizi Facebook group as well as my Facebook group, Your Cards and Crafts. My Etsy link is also there, so if you liked the glue pins I've been using, you can purchase your own from my Etsy shop, Blonde Cards. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. Watch out for card number 3 coming soon. And until then, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye bye.